Have you ever been in a situation when you were unable to express your emotions? Your heart starts pumping extremely loud and your hair begins to stand on end. Seems like there's someone watching you, or someone is there with you. Buckle yourself up and make sure to turn your lights on, because here are the 5 most haunted houses in the world. And did I mention not to watch this video alone? All kidding aside, let's get to the video. Starting with number 1, Château De Brissac. This location, which is in France, was built in the 11th century as a castle. It was the highest castle in France with 7 floors. A horrific past lurks behind this beautiful castle. A woman who was allegedly King Charles VII's illegitimate daughter was slain at the chateau by her husband after he discovered her having an affair. It's said that her spirit is still there today, wandering the church and the rooms around. She's seen by guests at the chateau strolling in a green dress and a veil without eyes. Her screams will reverberate in your ears at night, making you feel as though she's next to you as they echo through the rooms and across the entire structure. Due to this and the fact that the chateau is still filled with its original historical details, it is a particularly sought-after location for ghost hunters and those hoping to see the Green Lady. Anyone with a strong will and an open mind is welcome to enter the chateau and listen to the Green Lady cries. Moving on to number 2, the Hofty House. This house has a very rich historical background. Hofty House was built in 1909 in Iceland. Several famous inhabitants reside in this house, one of whom is Mr. Einar Benediktsson. Hofty has a sinister past. It was sold to Einar Benediktsson, a judge and a poet who thought he was haunted by the ghost of a young woman named Solberg Jonisdatia, who committed suicide by poisoning herself in response to Einar's verdict in a notorious assault case. She would reportedly come to him at night at Hofty House. Additionally, succeeding owners reported being bothered after dark. Flash forward to 1986 and the eyes of the world turned to Hofty when it was used for a meeting between Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev and US President Ronald Reagan. Numerous stories of eerie sounds heard at night have led some Icelanders to believe Hofty is haunted. The existence of a ghost in Hofty has not been officially confirmed or denied by the Icelandic Foreign Ministry. And number 3 is Raynham Hall. In Norfolk, England, there's a manor house called Raynham Hall built all the way back in 1622. The Townshend family occupied it as their residence for almost 400 years. The hall, which gave its name to the 5 estate villages known as the Raynhams, is rumored to be haunted and served as the setting for the iconic brown lady photo that may be the most well-known ghost photograph of all time. But after the photo was shot, the ghost is said to have shown just sometimes. Charles Townshend, 2nd Viscount Townshend, a member of the House of Lords, was its most well-known inhabitant. The Brown Lady of Raynham Hall is reputedly the ghost of Dorothy Walpole, who was Robert Walpole's sister and is sometimes referred to be Great Britain's first Prime Minister. She was a second spouse of the infamously violent Charles Townshend, 2nd Viscount Townshend. According to the legend, Townshend punished his wife by shutting her in her quarters at Raynham Hall after learning that she had cheated on him with Lord Wharton. Mary Wortley Montagu said that Dorothy was actually caught by the Countess of Wharton. Knowing that her husband would never permit her to leave, not even to visit her children, she extended an invitation to Dorothy to stay for a few days. She remained at Raynham Hall until her death in 1726 from smallpox. Number 4. Dragsholm Slot. Around 1215, the Bishop of Roskilde constructed Dragsholm Slot. It used to look more like a palace than a fort, and in the Middle Ages it was fortified, and they have done an excellent job at that. It was the only fortress in Zealand to survive the Count's feud, a conflict in the 1530s. You can imagine that some historical personalities had remained at the castle after passing away given its busy past. Dragsholm Slot is said to be haunted by hundreds of spirits. 4 active ghosts have been identified by mediums and psychics who have visited Dragsholm Castle several times. Some of them have ties to the castle's past, while others are based on legends that have been passed down through the ages. Here are the most well-known phantom hosts you could run across at Dragsholm Castle, listed in no particular sequence. the lingering bishop, the unearthly Earl of Bothwell, the White Lady, and the Grey Lady. This castle has now turned into a luxurious hotel. You will love to stay in Dragsholm Slot whether you're interested in history, good dining, or ghost hunting, and you'll probably agree that it's one of the nicest castles in all of Denmark. When taking a day excursion from Copenhagen to the castle, consider staying the night. For less than $200 you can spend the night there and you won't feel alone. At least that's what the visitors say. Lastly, at number 5 is the Beck House. One of Ontario, Canada's most spooky homes, the Beck House was constructed in the late 1800s. The Beck House, one of the area's oldest existing structures and the residence of Charles Beck, his wife, and their 9 children, is well known in the community for the fact that its previous owner hasn't exactly left it behind. The eldest daughter, Mary, is believed to have been given responsibility for parenting the younger children after Carl Beck and his family were said to have shared the home together before his wife passed away. When Carl died, he left Mary a $1 inheritance for no apparent reason. Strange noises and flickering lights have been reported by guests and occupants of the home. Some people have even described feeling a slight tug on their blankets as they climb into bed, possibly a motherly figure tucking them in. Mary's vengeful spirit still resides in the house and enjoys watching guests come and go from the upper window. These are just a few of the spookiest locations in the world to select from, so be sure to cross one of them off your trip wish list and explore the veracity of the stories. Don't forget to give all the ghosts you encounter our warmest greetings as well. Do you have your own fair share of stories about haunted houses? We would also want to hear them from you by writing them down in the comments section below. And after watching this spooky video, you might also want to check out some of our other content located in the description box below. We've got great ghost encounters with celebs. As always, thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next one.